Each year, the foundation likes to honor an individual or group of individuals who exemplify the healing power of generosity, not just within Riverside necessarily, but throughout the entire community.
As President and CEO of Riverside Healthcare, I am very pleased to announce and very proud to announce the 2014 recipient of the Samaritan of the Year Award is none other than Riverside Auxiliary. The Auxiliary started before Riverside was even here. They started their fundraising campaign more than 50 years ago.
The Auxiliary were out there stirring up generosity in our community when Riverside Hospital was still just an idea.
Our cancer program, our heart program, our neurosurgery program, everything of significance that Riverside has done for this community, the Auxiliary has been part of.
So the auxiliary members, I think, were so successful because they were all committed to a common purpose, which was to raise money in support of Riverside Medical Center from not only its inception, but throughout the years.
I've been in the auxiliary ever since it started. Everybody wanted to be there to see this hospital get built and run.
The auxiliary involved the whole community and women in every part of Kankakee County.
It meant a lot to them that this hospital was here and that they were able to give of their time to help do nice things.
The idea of the twigs was really a great idea, with Riverside being the trunk of the tree and different twigs being the branches.
It spread out all over to the community.
I seen the compassion in all these women, like Marilyn and Sylvia. I mean, above and beyond they would give, and it was a part of their life.
5 days a week, somebody would come in and visit the patient. And I remember one young girl, she was here for, 2 or 3 months. And we stopped and visited her. And it was heartwarming, but it was sad. It was, sometimes had to go out of the room and cry before you went to the next room.
Working in the gift shop, every once in a while, a spouse will come in, they've had a bad day, they just need an ear. All you have to do is listen.
When someone comes here and they're in their most traumatic moment, just something as little as our heart pillows and the kitty pillows and all the different things that we did, could help them.
We are not nurses, we are not doctors. Most of us don't work in the hospital in any way whatsoever, other than as volunteers and as auxilians.
Over a 50-year history, the auxiliary has raised over $4.5 million for Riverside, and that's significant and really makes a difference not only for Riverside, but for our community.
When we had a cause, we were on a mission, and we were going to try to raise as much money as we could for that.
There's been a number of fundraisers, everything from book sales to dinner dances and extravagant fashion shows.
The bazaars were huge, and in the community, going to Riverside Style Show was a big highlight of the social life of the women.
We had a hard time getting tickets, everybody went to it.
We were able to purchase equipment that was in the hundreds of thousands because of being able to raise the money from the community.
We went to each department and asked what they were in need of, and then we chose usually 3 pieces of equipment that we would provide money towards.
We bought a truck, and it would go out to different areas for mammographies. And that was very important back then.
Being a 24-year breast cancer survivor, the equipment that we've provided for breast cancer have made a big improvement in cancer survivor rate, and I think that's what I would be most proud of.
I'm a breast cancer survivor. It was a very worthy project, and we did very well.
We had over $200,000 raised for that project, and it was wonderful.
The auxiliary sponsored scholarships from almost day one, hundreds of thousands of dollars into scholarships through the years.
As times changed, there were fewer women at home, and now we're kind of, phasing out.
And so the auxiliary really did take a step back and say, how do we continue our legacy as an auxiliary member and how do we really make a difference moving forward. And so the auxiliary really thought that the Patient Touches Fund was really the best way to kind of create that ongoing interaction with patients and family members, and yet continue the legacy that we began years ago. What's important for us to remember is the impact the auxiliary has had to Riverside and to our community, and the fact that the auxiliary really has made a difference for us.
To have the auxiliary being recognized as Samaritan of the Year is very important to me.
I think it means a lot to the people that worked in the auxiliary, and I think it means a lot to the ones that volunteered in the hospital. I mean, it's very emotional.
It is a whole history of women going back 50 years involved in making the hospital a better place.
It's a real honor for all the work the auxiliary members did, the history of the auxiliary, just the fact that it's being recognized for the significant part that it played in Riverside's history.
The hospital's been here 50 years, but the auxiliary has been here much longer, and I think it's very nice that we are recognized.
The auxiliary will always go on. It's never going to be gone because we're always going to be trying to raise funds, trying to do different things in any way that we can help with the patient touches. And that's a very important part. Those are things that would be missed if they weren't here.
And it's so rewarding. People just don't realize how rewarding it is to be a volunteer.
We're so delighted to be able to honor the auxiliary this year with this special award.
Truly, congratulations to our auxiliary. I know we have a number of members here today, and thank you for all that you have done throughout the years, and I couldn't be more proud of you, and the organization could not be more thankful.